Hey everyone, this is Shukesh Bonik from Gadgets Portal, and today I'm going to compare these two generations of Samsung flagships. That is, on my right I have the new Samsung Galaxy S5, which is getting released on 11th April 2014. The black one on my left is the year-old Samsung Galaxy S4. Now before I start, I want to mention that the price of S4 has been dropped to around 27,000 rupees, whereas S5 is getting launched at around 51,000 rupees. So is the new S5 worth its price or worth an upgrade? Let's find out. First of all, the S5 has got slightly bigger 5.1 inches display, that is only 0.1 inch bigger than that of S4. But the dimensions, as you can see, are much different, and it's totally disappointing that the new S5 is much longer, wider and thicker than S4. It's longer by 5.4mm, wider by 2.6mm and thicker by 0.2mm, and also it is 15 gram heavier than S4. One hand handling of S4 was quite good even for medium or small sized hand, but because of the added dimensions, S5 doesn't feel that much comfortable for one-handed use. You can obviously reach all the parts, but with a little effort. Now the worst part is the bezel of the new S5 is much wider than S4, which is making this S5 less ergonomic, less aesthetic, and there are other devices in the market like LG G2 which has almost no bezel. So it's a really shame that Samsung has put such a wide bezel around the display here in 2014. As you can see, the design is also quite repetitive. Now Samsung added quite a few hardware parts into this S5. First of all, there is a fingerprint scanner on the home button here, which you can use for unlocking this phone and also paying through PayPal. This is a nice handy feature beyond doubt. Now surprisingly, Samsung has put a heart rate monitor at the back of this smartphone, and you have to just put your finger here and your heart rate will come up on the phone. This is something out of the box thinking by Samsung. Now S5 has also got USB 3.0 connectivity, that is theoretically 10 times faster than the USB 2.0 on the S4, but in real life you will get around twice the speed of data transfer on the S4. Another great thing about this S5 is it's IP67 certified, water and dust resistant, and that is the main reason behind these huge dimensions. Samsung needed to do some tricks to make it so. There is another important change Samsung has brought here. The menu button has been replaced with an app switcher, which you are used to get on the S4 by long pressing the home button. These are the extra added hardware features to this S5. Everything else on both of these smartphones are exactly same. Both sport 2 megapixels camera, air gesture sensor and a shiny plastic silver bezel around the edges. The back is quite different. S5 has got perforated leather-like back cover, whereas S4's one is shiny with mesh design. According to Samsung, the display on the S5 is perfected for better viewing with the help of improved ADAPT display. Both of these smartphones feature RGB sensors and ADAPT display, but what I found on the S5 is the new ADAPT display has made the display less saturated and also very smooth. The color reproduction has been corrected, and now the display look more natural, less punchy, and you can also get back the original by switching to the dynamic mode. The display is noticeably brighter now, and if you are switching from S4 to S5, then you are surely going to feel this smoothness on the display. But overall, I'll not say this is a remarkable improvement considering these two phones are from two different generations. Now this S5 has got the one-handed screen of Note 3, which is a brilliant outcome of the innovative thinking of Samsung. With this, you can reach each and everything on this smartphone just with your thumb. So though the dimensions of S5 may bother you, with the help of this feature, one-handed operation may not be an issue. Now let's talk about the differences in the interface, and the TouchWiz on the new S5 is slightly moderated and also improved in terms of smoothness of the scrolling or time taken for opening apps. Samsung has also put flat metro style design on the settings menu, and you are getting all the options in these flat icons. The notification panel has also gone flat, and the app switcher also showing flat tiles. So these are the changes in the looks department, but overall the interface remains the same. as the menu button has been replaced with the app switcher. You will get the menu options on screen, so you have to reach your thumb to the top part of the phone every time you want to access the menu options. Some of you may like this, some of you may not, but overall the TouchWiz interface is, I think, not dramatically changed from before. There are a few extra features on the interface, like on the notification panel you will get the S Finder borrowed from Note 3, which is basically a device-wise search tool, and it's very handy. You will get results from all over the device and also from the internet. Other features include this quick connect, which make this device always ready to connect with other devices and share media instantly. You can also share with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, etc., provided the other device is also connected with the same Wi-Fi hotspot. These are the smart features on both of these smartphones, and the hands-free mode has been replaced with this car mode, which will make this Galaxy S5 a full-featured GPS navigator, and you can also control music, call a person, or even send messages, and all of these are possible just with voice commands. Whereas on the old S4, the phone will read out your incoming calls, messages, alarm, and schedule info. Samsung has removed few of its features of S4. For example, the smart scroll has been removed, where you have to just bend your head to scroll web pages, and the reading mode is also not on the S5. I think the advanced adapt display may compensate for this, and other differences include the location settings on this S5. For example, here on this location modes, you are getting 3 modes, and you can manually set Wi-Fi, GPS, or both of them for finding locations. So this is a great upgrade on the new S5. Almost all the smart screen features of S4, like the Smart Stay, Smart Pause, Smart Rotate, or Air Gesture, Air View, etc., are here on this S5. But Samsung did not include any more smart feature in this department. There is a toolbox option which will bring this floating icon, and you can get your frequently used applications or settings right here on the screen anywhere, anytime. You can also edit the list of applications available on the toolbox. Another vital improvement on this S5 is this download booster, which will make this device super fast in downloading files over 30 MB by using the Wi-Fi and LTE at the same time, and you can also get almost twice the downloading speed using Wi-Fi only. The most useful improvement here on this S5 is the redefined power saving mode. Devices like Galaxy S5 or S4 feature lots of bloatwares, and this power saving mode is vital for these devices. Now on the S5, Samsung has added this ultra power saving mode, which will make the device completely black and white, and you will get very few options, very few settings. Normal power saving mode is somewhat similar to the old one, but the display will turn completely black and white with this option. So you will get much longer battery backup on this S5 with these advanced features. Here on this home screen, you will get this My Magazine, which is basically the Flipboard app embedded into the UI. You get Flipboard widgets on the home screen of S4 out of the box, but not basically embedded into the system, and you can remove that easily. Pressing and holding on the home screen is also somewhat changed on this new S5, and you can remove the My Magazine from this home screen just from this option. You can also change the transition effects, so for the first time Samsung is giving you the freedom of customizing the interface just like other devices and launchers. So good going, Samsung. Here in the apps menu you will find some extra applications which are basically not necessary, and it's up lots of space on the internal storage. Otherwise the preloaded applications on both of these smartphones are almost same. You will get the S Note application of the Note series, which is a real great news for the people switching from Note 3 or Note 2 to this S5. On the old S4 you will get the typical S Memo app, which is basically the same you get on all the Samsung devices. Though the interface and features in these two note taking applications are almost same, you will get almost the same pen settings, and the most exclusive feature of this S Note app is this selection tool, with which you can turn any handwriting into text or transform any shape into perfect geometric figure. You can also insert different media, like you can import illustrations and a scrapbook you have made. On the S4 you are getting these very few options, and overall S Note app is much more feature rich than this S Memo. But here on this S5 you will miss most of the S Note features because of the lack of S Pen. With the app here, you can create scrapbooks with images. One of the handy applications Samsung has preloaded into this S5 is this kids mode. This is basically a launcher for you kids and you can password lock it. There are lots of options and you can also allow any specific application for you kids. The keyboards on both of these smartphones may look exactly same, but there are some added features to this S5, like you will get this text shortcut to the number keys and you can put maximum of 10 text shortcuts. Now unfortunately on this S5 there is no handwriting mode like S4, so the amazing handwriting to text or the gestures of S4, Note 3, Note 2 etc. are gone on this S5. But this somewhat makes sense because you are not supposed to carry a stylus with you all the time and there is no S Pen as well. Typing with finger is not that much convenient. The keyboard on the S5 also supports flick input. You can move apps on the home screen just like so, but this is not supported by S4. Interestingly, Galaxy S3 could do this. Well guys, now let's talk about the cameras on both of these smartphones. First of all, here in the modes you will see that most of the features are removed, but you will get this virtual tour option. You can download other features and best face, best photo, eraser etc. removed, which I don't mind because I don't use those features that much. The most useful inclusion into this new camera is the selective focus, with which you can manually control near or far focus even after clicking images, and you will also get great bokeh. The image sensor on this new S5 is quite large and the HDR mode is also quite advanced. You will get live preview even before capture. There are few more added features here on this S5, like in the recording mode you will get the smooth motion, which will make recorded videos very smooth even when you are recording from a moving vehicle. The S5 can record in Ultra HD, that is 4 times larger than Full HD, and the quality is just outstanding. The Full HD recording on the new S5 is at 60 FPS, which is also not bad and obviously much better than that of S4. Now Samsung claims that the autofocusing on the new S5 is 3 times faster than other devices. Compared to S4 it's almost same. Now regarding image quality, the Galaxy S4 is already a great camera phone, but the new S5 is even much better, especially in low light handling and color reproduction. Well, so far I have been talking about the features, but let's talk about the real capability of this new S5. As you can see, the applications open very fast on this new S5 compared to S4. As you know, TouchWiz is always very slow because of the added features, but here on this S5 I am quite happy that Samsung has finally cut the lag and hiccup on their interface. In fact, when S4 came out in the market, it faced lots of issues like hanging, lagging, overheating etc. But after a few updates, I think around 7 or 8 updates, these issues are almost gone. On the other hand, S5 seems quite okay out of the box. Another good thing about this new S5 is Samsung did not include any new smart screen feature. In fact, they have removed few, so this is another reason behind this great response time. Last but not the least is the CPU, GPU, RAM etc., which are considerably better than this S4. The RAM, storage etc. remain the same. In the CPU department, you are getting 2.46 GHz quad-core Crate 400 processor, whereas S4 sports quad-core 1.9 GHz Crate 300 CPU. I have the Exynos version of S4, which features quad-core 1.6 GHz Cortex A15 and quad-core 1.2 GHz Cortex A7. The GPU is PowerVR HGX 544 MP3, and the Snapdragon version of S4 features Adreno 320, whereas the new S5 features Adreno 330. The chipset is also much improved Snapdragon 801 on this new S5. So overall S5 is much more powerful than S4, but here in this system department both of these smartphones are almost same, and you can also notice the white levels in between these two smartphones, that is, though featuring the same Super AMOLED, the white levels on the new S5 are quite white. The battery on this S5 is also somewhat better than S4. Power management on this new phone is quite better, and I'm getting more than 1 full day on normal to heavy uses, which is not bad for a device in this category. There is also no overheating of the battery during gaming. These are the sensors, and S5 has got few more sensors than this S4, like the heart rate monitor, fingerprint sensor, etc. Now let's compare the benchmark results, and here on this Antutu 4. As you can see, S4 has got 27,433, which is quite good, and S5 scores amazing 36,307, which is best in class and very near to Note 3. In almost all the departments, S5 excels S4. I have also run 3D Mark gaming benchmark on both of these smartphones, and S5 has got amazing 18,360, which is almost twice you have got on the S4. Here is the breakup, you can pause and compare. Well guys, throughout this long review, I think you have discovered that the new S5 is somewhat different from its predecessors, because for the first time Samsung did not only included new features or fancy options that are gimmicky and marketing oriented. In fact, S5 has got all the features of S4, but some handy features that may not look that much fancy but quite useful in day-to-day life, like the advanced power saving mode, the download booster, car mode, kids mode, etc. are included into this new S5, and also the display camera, etc. improved. So definitely this S5 is a better phone than this S4. I can say this is basically a perfected S4 with all the features and improved options. Now the question is this new smartphone worth the upgrade? Well, as I mentioned before, the price of S5 is almost double the price of S4, and the exterior design is also much inferior. Considering these two factors, S4 is a much better phone to buy, because both of these phones has got lots of features, and the features you have got on the S4 are more than enough. Surely S5's features are quite improved, but there is no groundbreaking new feature. S3 and S4 had lots of differences, but these two phones here are almost 80% same. So if you want to save money or using the S4 at this moment, then you can skip the S5, and I think Note 3 is a better option. If money is not an issue, then S5 is obviously a great phone to buy. Well guys, that's all in this review. I hope that you have found this very helpful. You can check the description below and find the links of other reviews on this new S5 and also on this S4. It will be great if you subscribe and keep in touch with this channel as well. Thanks for watching, bye bye, and keep in touch.